Hello there, my fellow holotable heroes, and welcome to another Rise of the Empire Omicron territory battle gameplay. So I've done a whole series of these that will link in the description below to my SWGOH for Life website, where you can go and check those out if you're interested. This one, we are going to be looking at Old Republic and Carth's Omicron, see how it performs. I think this is going to be the shortest video I've ever done, just because, spoiler alert, this Omicron is really good, so you really quickly burn through the enemies. The only downside is that you're kind of almost constricted only to mixed zone, because everybody except Carth is light side and Carth is dark side. So you definitely can't do this on the dark side. You potentially could do it on the light side, but then who will go instead of Canderous, right? I don't know, and Canderous kind of is the engine of this team with his damage over time, so... You could use Johanny, I don't know, but Johanny doesn't really do much for this team, so it's basically a mixed zone team, I think, in my opinion. But oh boy, it does work really well. So as always, we'll go through the Omicron ability first, then I'll show you, the battles, and then in the end show you the mods as well. And in the end, we'll talk about it. Is the Omicron worth it or not? So what do we get with the Omicron? Old Republic allies have 20% counter chance defense health for each Old Republic ally. We have a 5-man team, that means 100% counter chance, 100% defense, 100% health. So extra durability, extra damage when we are counter attacking. And then whenever an Old Republic uses special ability, they inflict 4 damage over time effects on the target enemy, which can't be evaded. And Carth is called to assist, but I guess can be resisted though, so it's not 100% these land. However, that's why these battles are over so quickly, just because of the damage over times, and obviously the other ways we are landing damage over times, mostly from Canderous. The battles are over very, very quickly. And then whenever an Old Republic ally attacks out of turn, they recover 5% health and protection, and gain 25% offense stacking until end of the turn. So if you do have the whole, the Zetas both on Mission and Zalbar, you're getting lots of assists between the two. And then obviously Mission starts hitting really hard. I've seen her hit for like nearly 300k in certain circumstances. And I don't even have 6-dot mods on her. So definitely, potentially, this team could hit really hard, especially Mission, if you do mod them accordingly. But the good thing is you don't have to mod these guys very well. I guess, spoiler alert. But anyway, we'll work our way up from Sector 1 to Sector 3. Now, I didn't push these guys to Relegate, because this is my middle account, obviously struggling with resources, unlike my main account, where obviously I've got more things to do and, more ways of earning material. So I'm just, limiting myself to Relic 7 for these videos for that purpose. Okay, let's start on Corellia again. Just any mixed zone, doesn't matter, any mixed mission, doesn't matter. These are the 5-man that, it's the optimal one, I guess. So what you're gonna do is hit auto. As you can see, we are getting a bunch of here damage over times there for Mission. And yeah, Kander is going to town because of all those debuffs we are applying. There we go. Enemy number 1 down. These battles are basically autoplay. Wait a couple of minutes and these guys will handle everything. Go. I guess maybe if you want to make this team more budget friendly, maybe you don't need T3 at Relic 7. You could just do anyone, like maybe rather have Revan, Basti or Julia at Relic 7. They could work as well. I don't think T3 does really anything for this team, because his main synergies with the droids, but I've just done it for the funsies, right? So then you can see if you want to split your Jedi for a Jedi team, and then just have leftover Old Republic doing something else as well. But definitely Carth, Canderous, Mission and Zalbar are the core of this team. As you can see, 220k hit there on the crit with Mission. And again, I even don't have not amazing, I have trash mods on these guys. It's definitely potential to do some big damage. Head over to Felucia, pick a mission as well. Same story, you're just gonna go in, they're gonna do their thing, you're gonna start counterattacking. And then just gonna go ahead, hit full auto. I always remove the target here when I do full auto, just so that they're spreading the damage, a little bit of damage over time amongst the enemies, so that you don't get stuck hitting somebody over and over again, wasting your hits, because they're gonna die from damage over times whenever they get a turn anyways. So just something else I wanted to highlight here. or you can move the target around, whatever you like. But you can see we are doing some nice damage there. Was it 100 hit, 100k, 60k, 70k? So you can see Mission and Carth putting some nice damage out there. Now this damage is reset between each wave, so it's not like you can, you know, head into wave 2 with already stacked damage. This damage will again start stacking with each wave, so it'll take a while that you kind of get that damage out, put that done. But again, it's not really so much about damage, it really is these damage over times that are doing, you know, most of the work here for you. You can see bomb, 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 bomb. It's definitely very fun team, I guess, to use. You don't have to do anything, just hit auto and they get the job done here. On Felucia, Hondo a bit tanky, but you know, damage over time is, don't care how tanky you are, they deal damage regardless. So this is now Felucia, and let's move over to the final mission for today, which is Tatooine. And same thing here. Here I was slightly worried because, right, we have as well the damage over times are applied whenever any unit takes a turn, that, you know, without proper cleanse here, they might struggle to stay alive, but just that little bit of health and protection recovery we do get from the Omicron kind of help us stay alive. That's why maybe Johanny could be nice here, maybe instead of T3, because she's got a cleanse as well, but it's got a very high cooldown. So, you know, I guess a little bit helpful, but it was needed at all, as you can see. You know, we are kind of just lots of assists, lots of counterattacks. Mish and Canderous, Carth just going to town, damage over times stacking up, and yeah, the enemies start falling down very, very quickly. Obviously speeding up the footage because, you know, we don't have to be here too long. They didn't want to make video longer than necessary. So there you go again. This team, as you can see, autoplay sector 1, 2, and 3. I'm pretty sure this team could like autoplay every mission, you know, even sector 4, 5, and 6 if you need, but then obviously you need Relic and Relic 9 on these guys, which is probably not what you want to do because they're not really all that great. Anyway, we will touch this point a bit later on. Let's just show you the mods first, just to show you. I didn't remod at all for this. These are just the mods I have. I mean, you know, some speed, I guess, but as you can see, all kind of 5-dot mods, nothing too special. As you can see, Mission, even with these trash mods, she was doing like, or stacking up her damage to like, you know, 200k by the end of the wave. Zalba just needs to be tanky. So the only one that's got decent mods on him is Canderous. That's because obviously I do use him with Maul in Grand Arena. But again, you know, mods not really a problem here, just because of the turn meter gains, damage over times, you know, doing all the work. Was able to autoplay without any problem. So these are the mods. We looked at the Omicron, what it does, as well how it functions in practice. And now it's a bit of video where we, you know, take a moment to discuss, is this Omicron worth it or not? So I had a good think about this one, because as you can see from the gameplay I showed you, the Omicron is really good, it's really powerful. It allows you to just autoplay basically all the mixed planets without any problems. Maybe Mandalore would be the one you could struggle with, I don't know, but you know, you can also use them in Castle in Sector 4. So I would say the Omicron in its isolation is worth it. It's one of the most fun Omicrons we have, you know, the ones that really takes useless characters and, you know, makes them basically an autoplay beast in territory battles. So Omicron itself in isolation worth it. However, we also have to consider what units we have to relic up here to take use of it. So outside of Canderous, are these units really used anywhere else? So while Omicron itself, I would say, is worth doing it, the units themselves are not worth the investment, I guess, because again, mix zone usually is the easiest one, so you probably don't need help there. But I would say this, if you already have these guys relicked up anyways, then Omicron absolutely worth it. If you don't have these guys up, even though the Omicron is amazing, I just don't think in the end it's worth the investment of pushing all these characters that are not really all that useful to Relic 7. So I guess it really comes down to how your roster is looking like, but I gotta say, definitely very fun one to use. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.